look I don't particularly like, then focuses on him. I'm not joking, Ryan.
What is it?
No later than 8:30 on Friday morning in Atlanta. I'm working on the detectives meeting us in a location other than the precinct. So as soon as that is finalized, I'll let you know where. You've mentioned all
Now I'm
this
gonna
a
be
number
really
of
late.
times, he answers.
Thanks to the
His
damn
head drops back
train.
against the headrest, his gaze fixed on the windshield. Her hands grip the open window as if she's physically trying to stop us from driving away. I fidget around in my seat, ready to go. I don't do goodbyes. At all. Ryan must feel my unease, because he gives me a nod, and I put the car in reverse, letting off the brake enough that Rachel has to pull her hands free and take a step back.
We never
I'll
got
call
stuck
you.
by a train here.
He says to her as we start inching backward. And don't be surprised if you have to pick me up after she's abandoned me somewhere. She clearly doesn't think his joke is funny. Once the window is rolled up and we're on the street in front of his house, he asks,
Come on,
"Do you need me to book a
train.
hotel in Atlanta?"
Move it.
I mean, I assume that's where we're heading. I've got it handled, I answer. I pull out of the neighborhood onto one of the busy streets that runs through town, then turn into a gas station. Can you fill us up while I go in for a few snacks for the road? He's out of the car before I finish the question. Get me a Coke and some chips. Barbecue flavor, he says, just before I step inside the store. I walk down the snack aisle, grabbing a couple of different bags of chips and a package of peanut butter M&Ms. And I spot Devin filling up a cup at the fountain machine. I pull the folded up paper from my back
I
pocket.
wonder how many cars
slide
they
it
put
onto
on
the
this
fridges.
damn thing.
While I'm checking out at the register,
Come on.
he has moved to the snack aisle to retrieve the handwritten letter that will catch him up on what happened yesterday and give the details of the plan I came up with. It's not the best form of communication, but it's old school enough that I know it can't be hacked. If everything goes the way it should, I will see him in person.
Do you think I told her we were gonna be late?
When I get back to the car, I slide into the passenger seat. Ryan looks at me through the open driver's side window, where he's still pumping gas. I'm guessing you want me to drive now? Yes, please, I answer.
Don't tell me it's
Without taking
stopping.
a swig of my Diet Dr. Pepper. You'll have to tell me where we're going if I'm driving, he says once he's back in the car. Get on the interstate
Mom,
and
it
head
looks
east.
like it's stopping.
We drive for a while without a word between us.
That's what I
The car is
said.
quiet. No music playing, no conversation. Only directions when needed.
Come on!
The land flattens out as we head into the Mississippi Delta, where there's nothing but row crops for miles and miles. We're off the main interstate now, bumping along the back roads
yeah.
through the small towns that pop up every hour.
Do you think it's gonna stop?
So, the kind of towns where the speed limit drops from 55 to 35 with little warning. So the driver isn't prepared for the speed traps that generate the revenue that supports them. We stop for gas again, and Ryan insists on paying for it. I insist he do it with cash. He pulls out a bulging wallet filled with 20s, as if he is more prepared for this trip than I gave him credit for. And I remind myself that he's as shady as I am. I'm sorry you'll miss James's funeral.
Or is
I
he
say
just
what's
slowing
about
down?
He lets out a deep sigh. Me too. I don't think he's going to say anything else
Is he
until
just
he
slowing
ends.
down or is he
I spent
stopping?
years helping James, saving James. I gave him money, clothes, a place to stay, put him in rehab more than once. I was a crutch for him. He knew I'd be there. He knew I'd save him. So why bother getting your shit together if there's always someone saving you? A few minutes pass before I say, I don't need saving. His head jerks in my direction. He looks at me while I stare straight ahead.
Should I
Then
tell her
his
that we're
attention
stopped by a
focuses back on the
train?
road. I know that. If there are things you may
He's
need,
going backwards.
God.
saving isn't one of them. This makes me want to ask questions.
Whoa!
So many questions. But he made it clear. He'd show me his, but I'd have to show mine first. So instead of
Come
questions,
on!
I say, in 2 miles, you need to take a left.
What's
Alias,
happening?
Wendy Wallace,
I don't know.
6 years ago.
Maybe
I
there was
love
another
this little
train.
town.
Maybe.
In another life, I would have graduated from high school and headed straight here for college. I would have gone to every sporting event and play and art showing. Breaks between classes would have been spent in the quad, where I'd complain with fellow
It's moving
students on the
now.
unfairness of how our professor graded our last exam. But I'm not living that life. I was only in that airport hotel in Raleigh for a day before there was a knock on the door. I opened it to find the guy in a UPS uniform standing on the other side. But upon closer inspection, I realized it was the same guy who delivered my last set of instructions from Matt. "You're George," I said. He looked confused. "I'm sorry, who?" he asked. I pointed to the space on my tee where a name tag would be if I had one. "George. It was the name on your uniform at the
Come
hotel."
on!
He seemed surprised I would remember that, but I'm guessing
stopped
that's
again.
not your real name. He handed me a plain brown package without any address or shipping label and said, "No, it's not. I'm sure he's not supposed to be talking to me, just delivering things. Are you going to tell me your real name, or do I just keep calling you George?" He shrugged. "George works, I guess." "Okay, George it is." He started to step away, but he stopped when I asked, "You coming to Florida with me? Or do you have other deliveries to make?" Another shrug. "You'll have to wait and see."